Back at the bench again. I got up this morning. It was 53 degrees, mild, sunny. I thought, great day to go to the range. All right. No. Within an hour, the temperature dropped almost 20 degrees. It's down to 35 degrees now. The wind picked up. It's blowing about 30, sometimes gusting. So, white things blowing past the window. I think somebody once called them snow. So I'm back at the bench today. Just had a lot of other projects to do, honeydews on my one day off. I've got the bench prime out. I got 100 Starline 357s here. These are used. This will be the second firing on these. I got my primers out. Yeah, this is full. So anyway, sorry, I don't mean to brag or anything, but sometimes I always get ahead. These were $34.95. I don't know if you can see that or not. This was last year. I bought these when the shortages were starting to happen. I recognized that shortages were coming and figured, well, I need more Magnums because I'm shooting more in the GP 100 and the Henry. Just love the caliber, and so I shoot a lot. And these aren't even all my star lines. I got my ammo, my Lyman handgun ammo checker out, since I don't have my GP 100 down here. And if they'll fit in the GP 100, they'll fit in the Henry. Got my flip tray, got my primer tube. I've got my 140 grain FTXs. Now, I didn't have very good luck shooting these before. I was using handgun data. Now I've got rifle data with the Lyman 50th edition. It's got rifle data for handgun cartridges. Here's 9mm, here's 357. And you can see I finally got these tabbed. All of my rifle data, I've got orange tags. Handgun data, I've got green tags. Ready reference. Where in the old ones, I just had all kinds of multicolors. Yeah, it works, whatever. Anyway, on the 10th edition Hornady, and even on my Hodgdon manual, my Lee manual, even my old Lyman, they were just multiple colors. And yeah, you know, you get these sticky flags here, and they're coming all these pretty colors, but I decided to go orange for rifle and green for handgun, and I'll probably retab these one of these days when I'm bored. But for right now, I've got it written on there. I know what they are. So I'm going to get started on this. Unfortunately, the weather went to crap. And I also have 158 grain XTPs. These are pretty much the last of my jacketed bullets. For handgun, got, as you can see, I've got a bunch that I'm working on 308s. And one of these days I'll actually get those done. Got all the cases back there in the back. My bench is always a mess because I've got 5-6 projects going on at any one time, and I really don't have time to put it away, dig it out. I get one day off, and so I have to utilize all that as much as possible. So anyway, I'm going to get this going. I've got the RCBS shell holder, the number 6 for 38 357 in here. This is my RCBS set of dies I use dedicated to 38s. My Lees I have dedicated 357s. So I've got the RCBS number 6 in the bench prime. I've got the Lee number 1 shell holder in my press. That's going to be used with the Lee dies. I'm loading 357s. I've got them set for 357. My RCBS is set for 38s, and that's where I leave it. It's a lot less complicated that way. Okay, let me get started, and we'll get back to you. One thing I just discovered, these primer tubes only hold 60. So I should have done 50 and 50. But anyway, just to show you the automatic mode on this. This goes pretty fast. Just push the handle down and it loads a primer. Okay, because people were making comments in previous video that when I was manually indexing them, well, you know, there's an automatic mode. Well, yeah, I knew that, but I was trying to get used to this bench prime, and you know, it works pretty good. You can go like the blazes doing this this way. But anyway, I was just manually indexing just because I wanted to get the feel of the thing. And by manually indexing, I mean I was bringing it up, I was dropping it in, I was doing it that way. But you know, I knew that I could go on auto. When I did my 9mm, I actually had a couple of double feeds with these small primers. Now I don't seem to be having that problem. I've lubricated all of these parts. In fact, this pin here, I've lubricated it and wiped it off, lubricated it again, and it's running really good now. It doesn't seem to be having the problems. I did this ball detent. Things are working pretty good. So anyway, I'm not going to bore you with this anymore, but yeah, I still had 40 primers that wouldn't load in the tube. So once I get down a little bit, I'll well, once I empty these 60 out that's in the tube now, I'll load these other 40 and get those done. So anyway, okay, so I'm using some 2400. Oh, here, that'll contrast. 2400 Alliant powder. This works really good for 357. And I seem to get a lot more velocity gains using 2400 in a rifle versus when using a pistol load. And now I'm using the rifle load, so I should gain some pretty good velocities. This is showing in both the Hornady book and the Lyman book that I should get 1,600 feet per second. We'll give those a try on the Crony and we'll see how they come out. 2400 is becoming one of my favorite powders for 357. You see I don't have as much flare. That bullet's just barely sitting in there. And I only had 44 of the XTPs. Yeah, jacketed bullets are difficult to find, but because I love shooting hollow points, especially with the hot bullet, I fell in love with the 45 Colt NOE. Oh, there's an over. Okay, the 45 Colt, the 454 255 hollow point. Really fell in love with that. It's brass mold. I had a learning curve for brass mold, and I had a learning curve for hollow point. So this is my first brass mold. This is my first hollow point. I had a little bit of a learning curve, like I said. But now I've figured it out. I know what my temperatures need to be, what my lead temperature needs to be, my sprue plate, you know, all of this. The pins all have to be heated a certain way. I bought an NOE 359 151 truncated cone hollow point just because I'm having a hard time finding jacketed hollow points. I love shooting hollow points in 357. They're just a lot of fun, and they hit hard and they open up, and man, I'll tell you what, you can get some, well, that's kind of broke off, but you can get some pretty good mushrooms out of hollow point in 357. And I'm not using as much flare on this. You'll notice the handle went down really easy. In that last video, I had too much flare, and all I need really is just enough to get that bullet to sit in there. And I'm loading these to my overall length. Let's see. Pull the Mickey-rometer out of here. Let's see. I can't remember exactly right off the top of my head. 1.580. That's right there at the cantilever, and so I'm gonna go with those in rifle length, using the Hornady and the Lyman books. Their starting and ending charges were a little bit different. I really didn't want to run up into the 1700. Yeah, their max charge in Lyman's 1735. Really didn't want to do that with the jacketed hollow point. I figured 1600 feet per second was more than enough to take down anything I'm going to shoot with 357. So we'll give that a try. We'll see. That's about 75% case fill with this powder charge. We'll see how that works out. But I bought the NOE mold, the 359 151 truncated cone. Should drop somewhere in the 150 to 160 grain range. I'll test those out when I get the mold. It should be here by next weekend. Hopefully next weekend I'm going to be out shooting. And also, I just wanted to say thank you all for sticking with me. This is my 100th episode. Wow, can you believe that? I've been around that long and bored everybody for that many videos. So yeah, this is my 100th video. I was kind of surprised. We putting up the last videos, and I was at 98 and 99, and I told my wife, I says, wow, I can't believe I bored people for so long, and so many people have stuck around to see this. So hopefully I'm going to get some shooting videos out soon. The weather has got to change sooner or later. I also bought the, oh, that was the other thing. When I got the mold, it said there were 3 in stock. And I also bought the handles too. It said there were 1 in stock. So I needed to jump on those really quick. Remember, I keep saying, if you see it, get it. Well, the 158 or the 150-ish grain hollow point from NOE was something I was looking for a long time. They produced some. It said they had 3 in stock. I went back a little while later and looked, they were out of stock. So I got it just in time. And I got the 1 pair of handles they had too. I could have bought Lee handles for what, 15, 16 bucks, something like that. The NOE handles are a lot more expensive, but man, they're beautiful handles. I think they will hold up really good. And I figured since I was in their site, I would go ahead and get the 1 pair of handles. I was lucky and I got the pair of handles for the brass NOE 454 255 hollow point that I actually went down to NOE since they're in Provo and I'm only about 60 miles away from there. And well, I had some business to do down in that area anyway, so I just stopped by NOE and picked up the mold and the 1 pair of handles that he had left. And those have been really good handles, and I've been really pleased with them. Liked them so much. The craftsmanship on them and everything is really beautiful. They're not mass produced like some of the other companies, Lee. And I just figured, yeah, if I'm in there, let's just get them. It's only, you know, they 35 bucks. And thanks to my friend Full Lead Taco. Go check him out, full.lead.taco. He's got some really good stuff, and he does a lot of work with NOE. And I didn't buy it because of him. I bought them just because of the quality of workmanship that Al does down there at NOE. So that'll be coming soon to the channel. And let's see, I didn't flare that one yet. Okay. But I want to thank everybody for sticking around for 100 episodes. Wow, I can't believe this is my 100th video. Yeah, I've done this for a couple of years now. And I just want to thank everybody that's stuck around for all this time. I'm hoping to get some shooting videos and get this going a little bit better. Come on, where you at? Okay, there it is. But soon I will do some casting videos with the new NOE mold. Maybe even put out some more with the 454 255 hollow point. Now, each one of these NOE hollow point molds, they come with a deep hollow point, the shallow hollow point, what they call a cup point, and then they come with a flat point pin in them. I still need to do a little tweaking on the pin depths on the flat points. They're just a little too high, and they leave a little indentation on the flat points. I don't think it hurts anything, but some people have criticized me and said, oh no, you need to move the tabs down just a little bit. So yeah, I'm going to tweak on that a little bit. Okay, here's an interesting conundrum. I'm looking in the Hornady book under the 140 grain FTX, and this is for rifle loads. They've only got just a few powders here. Now, if you look here, accurate number 7, since it's shown in both books, it's showing a maximum charge of 11 grains for 1,500 feet per second. You go over here to the Lyman book. This is the 50th. Here's accurate number 7. Oops, supposed to use a pointer. Accurate number 7, 10.8 grains, 1,652 feet per second. I'm using 2,400 since I've already got it out, and it's showing maximum charge would be around 1,600. That's good with me. It's also showing unique, which, yeah, unique is good for everything. True blue. One of these days I'm going to get some of that. H110 and 4227. Two very staple powders for 357. And again, this is rifle data. Those two powders are some of the most popular for 357s. Unique is really a good all-around powder. 2,400, another really good 357 powder. That's why I'm using it. And I don't have the others, sorry. But you come over here, and all it's doing is showing Vita Vuri in 105, accurate number 7, or excuse me, Vita Vuri, or as Kyle Lusk calls it, Voody Voody. Okay, sorry. Accurate number 7, number 9, and Enforcer. I don't think I've ever seen Enforcer, but they're showing, you know, you can get 1,650 feet per second out of number 9 and Enforcer. Even 1,600. None of the other powders that they're showing, the two other powders, will get up 1,600. But back here, sorry if I'm making you dizzy with moving around, the 2,400 is showing that I can get up close to 1,600. And that's really where I want to try and get these FTXs if I can. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how many grains I'm using, but I should be able to get close to 1,600 with my load development. We'll get out the chrono and everything. But I just thought I'd really odd that the Hornady book under, well, even under the pistol loads, it doesn't show. Let me go here. This is why I tabbed these. There's the 140 grain, and it's showing basically the same powders in the pistol category, and it's showing a maximum of 1,300 feet per second. And no, if I loaded anything close to that in pistol and tried to shoot it out of the rifle, I'd be probably getting up around 1,600. So let's see, just number 7, 10.8, show 1,200. And then we had this back here. $11 grains, 1,500. So you're talking 200 foot per second gain in velocity, and that's pretty much what I've experienced with the 2,400. Between the rifle and pistol load data, I get roughly about 200, give or take. It depends on what powder, but with 2,400, yeah, right around 200 feet per second. Okay, anyway, I've gone on about this long enough. Let me get these FTXs loaded up, and I've got the XTPs loaded up. There you go, light crimp on them, well, actually medium crimp, and nice little hollow point. So hopefully I'll get some jugs busted with these. But okay, let me get these FTXs loaded. All right, so a little update. I got the 44 XTPs loaded. Like I said, that was all the XTP bullets I have. I got the 50 FTXs loaded. Okay, Captain Fumble Nuts. Okay, so a little update here. I got a call from Al at NOE Bullet Molds a little while ago. It's great to hear from the man. He's really a great guy, not just because of what he called me for. I mentioned that I had ordered the 359 151 TC hollow point brass mold from him. Well, he called me up and he says, I got bad news. He says, I was putting your order together. He says, and I looked inside the box to make sure everything was complete. And your brass mold is an aluminum mold. The box was mismatched. It was great of Al to call me. I told him, no, I'll take an aluminum. And he said he'll make some adjustments. But we talked about some other things. And man, it is just really heartwarming to get a call from an owner of a very prestigious mold company. NOE. I mean, I don't think anybody could dispute that NOE is not a quality product, but to get a call from him saying this, it was just really nice to have customer service that goes above and beyond. The man is busy. I mean, I'll bet you he puts in 16, 18-hour days. He's trying to keep up with stock. And I got basically the last mold that he had. Like I say, I ordered it this morning. I went back to check on it again a little while later. I was just going to send the link to somebody saying, hey, look what I bought. And when I looked, it was out of stock. And I got the last mold handles that he had. You know, he's got more coming. So don't worry about that. And in fact, he reassured me that he's got more handles coming. He's busy making more molds. The man is trying really hard to stay up with production. Last month, I ordered the mold guide and the adapter for the Lee 420 pot. It showed out of stock. It went into back order. When I ordered this mold today and the handles today, I went back and looked. Hey, guess what? The mold guides are in stock, and so is the collar. Well, that was one of the things that Al and I talked about. I told him, I says, look, I said, this was on a back order. I says, can you make sure that I don't get two? Not that I couldn't turn around and sell one, but, you know, he said, yeah, I'll look into it. He says, I don't know why you didn't get notified when they came back in stock. He's going to look into that process too. You know, the man is very attuned to what his customers need. And he's also very painfully aware that there are too many items that are out of stock. Rest assured, things will come back into stock as time goes by. So by the time you see this, I will already have my new aluminum mold, NOE 359. I'm trying to remember the numbers. 359151 TC hollow point. So anyway, I'll get some cast up and I'll show you what they look like and everything. Show you the mold and you know, those kind of boring things. But thanks for watching, folks. If this was a really long video, I apologize. Sometimes I can't make them really short. I was going to break this up into 2 parts, but it just wasn't going to make sense. So thanks for watching, and let's see what the next 100 videos are and see if they get any better. Thanks.